We live stream this podcast every time we record. Head to our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, search up Rogue Squadron, subscribe, and you'll get notified when we do go live each week. That's usually Sunday or Monday evening. It changes each week, but we'll be sure to let you know in the feed, and you will get notified when the live stream starts. Join up, join the chat. You can talk to us while we're live in the episode. Influence the show to your detriment. What do you want to talk about? What kind of bullshit are you going to say in the chat? Are you going to spread fake news? Are you going to share Star Wars rumors that aren't actually true? All that and more if you tune in to the live stream. So head to YouTube, search up Rogue Squadron Podcast, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next live stream.
Okay, kids, let's go!
There has been an awakening. Have you felt it?
Hello, what have we here?
You guys are so funny.
Hello.
Holy shit. Thanks C3 penis face and R2 dickhead.
Hello there.
Looking? Found someone you have, I would say.
May the force be with us. Fucking A.
Good day, Galaxy. Rogue Squadron back at it again. I am Mopar.
I'm Commander Cody.
So we're trying out a new live streaming service. You guys probably won't notice a big difference if you're just listening, or any difference really.
Except that we're cracking up because Mopar put in the chat. Well, you go ahead and read it. What's your masterful question of the episode?
Well, I was referring back as before we were testing the stream. So Commander brought up an old episode where I brought up a ridiculous question. So I came up with another one. Would you rather shit an armadillo or eat a bulldozer on fire? Now, I don't know, are you on fire while you eat the bulldozer, or is the bulldozer that you are eating? Is that the thing that's on fire? I don't know.
What?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What is happening? I think if you're on fire, I think I would eat the bulldozer. If the bulldozer's on fire, I can go a different way with it.
Yeah.
But I think crapping out an entire animal would be not fun, so.
Yeah.
So we'll see about that. Taco says he'll take the bulldozer. Blah, blah, blah says bulldozer. Matt Williams says he would shit an armadillo. Okay.
You know,
I understand.
armadillos are bigger than you think. I had never seen an armadillo. Did we have this conversation on the episode, on one of the episodes?
No, because it wasn't shit an armadillo. It was eat the armadillo.
No. So recently, I was in Tennessee, like 2 months ago. I was in Tennessee, and I had actually seen an armadillo that was
What?
on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Those things are huge. I had it was literally a Pokemon to me. I had no idea.
That's it. I remember because you said you saw a Pokemon, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't get it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, good day, Galaxy. Appreciate everybody tuning in.
Yeah. Live chat is full. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for everybody for tuning in.
Yeah.
If you don't already, you should either tune in live with us, and if you can't catch that, check out the stream after the fact on YouTube, and you can watch us. So.
Yep. And we are doing a new thing with the Restream Studio. We've been using Restream for a while, but they have a studio. You can actually go in browser, and we got the chat set up, and we're highlighting posts, and we have stupid backgrounds and stuff. So we're trying it out. So we'll see how it goes.
It has everything a little more organized, a lot better, instead of doing Zoom one thing and then jumping around to the other things, and you only got one screen, most of us do. What I'm saying is...
I'm doing this from my iPad.
Right. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. I'm going through my old school TV right now, and a Commodore 64.
Those are
all right, anyways.
100% lies. So there hasn't been much Star Wars stuff. I went on, I know this is going to be a jump ship, and I just want to bring it up before I forget, but have you watched Squid Games?
I haven't yet. I heard all of the hubbub, and then we were looking for a new show, and we watched the trailer on Netflix. And I watched the trailer, and I was just like, I'm not into it.
What? How are you not into that?
I don't know. I watched the trailer, and I was like, I don't know. I'm not into it.
Man, it was, you will be into it. You will be. Like straight Yoda wisdom, you will be.
That's what I've heard.
I can't believe, it's a quirky, I get it, like it is kind of a quirky setup, But yeah, it's 100% worth it. I wouldn't say it's like groundbreaking, but absolutely watch it. Like easily in my head, because it was so unique, probably a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
It's super solid and super. It's a lot more like character driven than the original setup would play it to be. Yeah, Squid Games is really, really fun.
So it's a 9 out of 10, but is it a 3 out of 3?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, I would recommend it for anybody. I really we did it. So it's a Korean show. So we watched it in Korean and then had English subtitles, and I would recommend that.
I've heard that's the way. Yeah.
Well, even if you don't know what they're saying, you miss out on the ups and downs of language. Like if you're yelling in Korean, you can still, even if you don't know what they're saying, you can still get an idea of the message. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I always do that, and I hate reading, especially like reading text while I'm trying to watch something, because what I end up doing is just read the text and I don't watch the movie.
Oh yeah,
so
it's a challenge.
I can't. Yeah. The captions do bother me usually, but Squid Games is super fun.
Is that why you hated all of Star Wars Visions?
Yes.
Got it. That makes sense. It's all coming together.
No, I went on an Asian equation celebration, and it started innocently enough with Rush Hour.
Okay.
And I watched Rush Hour, and then during this, it wasn't even this week, it was a couple weeks ago, but I started with Rush Hour like a Saturday morning. I just threw it on because fuck it, it's Rush Hour. And then that led right into, in the same day, Rush Hour 2, which is obviously quite a bit more,
Takes place in China, yeah.
It takes place in China, yeah.
I think it's Hong Kong, sorry.
And then from there, we were either midway through Squid Games or something, so we finished it up, and it was just like, man. And I think we had Chinese food that night. I was like, fuck it, let's do it.
That sounds like a good day, dude.
Yeah, it was...
I won't lie about it.
Squid Games is fun, man. It really gets you thinking. It really does. It's for it to be an extremely quirky idea. It's grounded in the characters and the interactions. So
yeah,
I really like it.
I will say one thing that it does intrigue me, because from the clips that I've seen and the memes that I've seen, I can't tell you. I have no idea what's going on. Like I don't. It doesn't give me enough of a. They didn't give it away, I guess I'll say. So that's enough to intrigue me to watch it. But again, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not in the right mood. We got a couple shows going now at the moment, so the trailer just didn't do it for me. But we'll see. We'll keep it on the list. We'll add it to the list. Add it to the queue.
Oh, absolutely. 3 out of 3. Daco says that crazy chick was my favorite. Don't mess with her. Yeah, they all had their like niche things that they did well. Like even the old guy. So a lot of it was like the games were like physical games. So no one wanted to pair up with the old guy, but some of them were mental games, and the old guy had experienced a lot of stuff that would give you the edge. So it was kind of a toss-up, but rolling the dice, that's all the fuck we do, man.
Roll those dice, man. Gotta roll those dice.
So this weekend I've been on the Christmas parade here, because I started with Santa Claus.
Okay.
The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. First of all, I didn't realize it was called the Santa Claus until I was like 30 years old.
Oh, like the pun, the double entendre?
Yes. I literally thought up until I was like maybe a couple of years ago, I thought it was just called the Santa Claus. And then I realized, oh, it's a clause.
Right.
Like an agreement.
Yep.
I was like, oh, fuck.
That fucking North Pole contract.
Yep.
It's binding. Yep. Quite.
It's good. It's good. Right when we turn the corner of Thanksgiving and get into this, I love this season. Unfortunately, we don't have really any snow right now, but
of course not.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah. So I jumped onto that, and
I have a question on that note. So I made a list of, and I'm going to keep updating it, every year, every season, of Halloween required watch list. And obviously we have a Christmas required watch list, like Home Alone and everything. But do you have a Thanksgiving watch list? Are there any movies that you always revisit on Thanksgiving?
No, and the only thing that really comes to mind, which is random and awkward, is like Addams Family.
Yes, okay.
Like the 90s Addams Family. It's one of those things that almost fits, and I think I'm saying this because I listened to Revenge of the 90s, and they were commenting on this, and I completely agree.
Yep.
Is the Addams Family, the 90s Addams Family lives in that, like, Halloween, obviously-esque stuff, but it's all about family. So it's like, you put Thanksgiving and Halloween together, and you get the fucking Addams Family. So that's all I'm saying.
Right. And they have a maybe I'm thinking of the second one, but don't they do like a Thanksgiving pageant or something?
I don't know.
I think they do. Maybe it's Adam's Family Values. They're at that camp and they put on like a Thanksgiving pageant. And then Wednesday convinces all the kids that are playing the Native Americans to just go on a spree and like kill all the pilgrims. And they just like start setting everything on fire.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And then blah, blah, blah. It's so weird calling you blah, blah, blah. I'm going to call you Tommy Boy. Tommy Boy here says Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which that's on my list of movies I've never seen.
I've seen it once, and I'm going to completely cop out and say it wasn't for me. I get it. But I'm like, I'm more of an Uncle Buck. Is
it just that 80s style comedy or just...
Part of it really is. I hate to say that, but it is. It is.
Okay. Well, that sucks. If you have any... I will add Planes, Trains, and Automobiles to it, but if you have any suggestions for Thanksgiving movies, I do want to make a list.
Yeah, for some reason... and I hate saying this, but John Candy doesn't do it for me most of the time.
Yeah.
I feel bad saying that because the stuff that I do like it with him in it, he is pinnacle. Like Uncle Buck is one of those that I really enjoy and I really like. But most of the time, if he's like the number 2 guy in the movie, it's like Spaceballs is actually stretching it for me.
Yeah.
I love Spaceballs.
Right.
But like his character's like, obviously Barf. It's like, 80s.
Right.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, a lot of those like punny references is like Pizza the Hut and Barf and
stuff like that. Yeah, if Spaceballs wasn't about Star Wars and like pretty much just a complete pun of a movie, I believe we call those parodies. Yeah, I'm not sure I would like it as much. But now with that said, I did watch Breakfast Club last night with my wife, and I really liked that.
Yeah, that's a good movie. It's been a while since I've listened to it, but it's a good one. It really is a good one. I have a weird random old memory of Thanksgiving at my grandpa's house when I was, I don't know, maybe like 8 or something. And I remember we watched Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the OG with Gene Wilder. So for some reason in my head, that's like always kind of tied to Thanksgiving. So we watched that this year while we were home.
No, it's a good one.
So I'm going to try to make that part of like the Thanksgiving tradition. And I'm looking for a couple other movies to throw in the mix. Adam's Family Values for sure.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll check out Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I don't know.
I feel like that's a good one to put in that.
Yeah.
It's one of those, like, it's a little more innocent. Yeah. Daco said he was listening to one of the older episodes and we were talking about Game of Thrones a lot. That's actually one that randomly I feel a little Thanksgiving-y. It's that I feel...
Just watch the Red Wedding on
Game of
repeat?
Thrones. I mean, come on. Game of Thrones is about family. That's the entire fucking show. So,
It's also about boobs and death and magic.
Well, you take that as you can get it. So.
Well, you can get a lot of it in Game of Thrones.
So my Christmas barrage was coming to an actual topic here. So I watched the two or Santa Claus. I watched Home Alone. I put on a Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've done that one.
Today, as a movie, it's quite cringy.
Yeah.
But I completely get it as a 90s movie for a child. 100% get it. But what it got me thinking, because Jake Lloyd's in that.
Yep.
And, obviously he plays Arnold's son. And Arnold's running around trying to get Turbo Man for him, the doll that is not available. But I was really trying to pay attention to Jake Lloyd's acting.
Okay, here we go.
So I wanted to at least pose it because, thoughts on Jake Lloyd as Anakin. And I know he gets a terrible rap. And even Tommy Boy in the things that is saying it's terrible because of him. I personally am not blaming Jake Lloyd.
What?
The movie's quirky to begin with. Jingle All the Way. Anything with Arnold as the head, you're like, okay, let me take this with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Unless he's the Terminator, that's a perfect role because he just says, "I'll be back," and then he blows shit up.
Yeah. So I guess it got what it did is it got me thinking about Jake Lloyd, and I know he gets a bad rap because of episode 1, but you look at what happened in episode 1, and script was way down there on the list. I mean, it's probably one of the worst scripts out of all the Star Wars films.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Ewan McGregor, he's terrible in that film.
His wig is terrible. His wig is terrible.
He is terrible in that film, and I hate saying that. I don't think Jake Lloyd was the issue. And by the way, I think his last name is with 2 L's. I spelled it wrong there, Lloyd. But yeah, what are you guys' thoughts? I know. What is your thought, Commander?
I mean, he's a 9-year-old kid, and he's a slave, and he lives on a desert planet. And then Jedi show up, and they're going to take him away and make him a Jedi. And he's probably like, just this excited little fucking kid.
Yeah, I mean,
so it makes sense that he's annoying. He won't shut up about it. And he's like, I can't wait to do this. And oh my god, I saw your laser sword and blah blah blah.
But he's not.
I think honestly, like there's a disparity in that he comes off just like an energetic and sometimes whiny kid, but he's got midichlorians, so like he has Jedi abilities. So it just feels weird that he's like fumbling around, almost like Jar Jar style, and saying a bunch of shit. But then he gets in the Naboo cruiser and blows up the Trade Federation ship.
Yeah,
it's like you got two sides of the spectrum there. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if it was ever considered to do a Harry Potter-esque movie, well, trilogy per se, where they, we have one character or one actor for Harry Potter, and as he gets older, we'll do more movies with him.
Yeah.
I wonder if they had considered that, and with so much pushback on episode 1, especially back then,
they jumped ahead.
I wonder if they nixed that and said, we'll just jump a few years and we'll grab some other actor to do an older.
Well, I mean, I feel like they were gonna do a trilogy, and if they're starting with the 9-year-old, I mean, there's gonna be some jumps. He's not gonna turn into Darth Vader and take down the Republic when he's like 13. So
right, but they could have waited.
So episode 1 comes out in 99 and episode 2 comes out in like 2006.
Why not?
7 years, dude. Star Wars fans couldn't stomach 3 years back then.
Or why does it always have to be a trilogy?
Well, because it was 1999.
Well, Harry Potter didn't do a goddamn trilogy. That's all I'm saying. They could have
because it was based off of 7 books.
I'm simply asking questions. Obviously, I got to a pain point with Commander here.
Oh no, it's okay. I just I think my beef with it is like, if part of the plot is that he's too old to start being a Jedi, and there's going to be some tension with the Jedi Council and Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, I feel like if he's going to be too old anyways, make him like 14, and that way he's he has some like physical prowess. I guess at least he's a teenager, he can do stuff. That would make him being attracted to Padme make a lot more sense. Mm-hmm. And then he could actually do something. And then 3 years later, he's 17, and the actor, like the same actor, would make more sense.
Yeah.
Like you probably could have, with makeup and shit, made Hayden Christensen look younger and started there with Anakin being like 13 or 14. I don't know, man. We don't direct these movies. As much as we apply to work at Disney, we don't direct these films. I can't say.
Speaking of Natalie Portman,
yeah, let's talk about it.
Have you ever seen that movie where she works at a Walmart and she has a baby and delivers the baby in the Walmart, and she lives in the Walmart and she's like living in the camping section because she's poor and has a baby working at Walmart?
What?
Is this a sponsored Walmart movie? No, I've never seen that.
You haven't?
No.
It literally is a Hallmark movie. It's called Where the Heart Is. I told you the entire thing.
Where the Heart? It's on aisle 7, bitch. Come on.
It is. Yeah, she. I think she lives at the Walmart. She loses her place. She's working at Walmart. She fake closes it every night and then just lives in the like tent section, the camping section.
All right.
And she's pregnant.
Was this it?
Yeah. So, dude, IMDb gave it a decent rating.
Oh, hang on.
Look at Google users.
Hang on. Let me go here.
88%, bro.
See if I can get around all these ads.
Oh, yeah.
Where the Heart Is, 2000. So she did this in between episodes 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So she obviously wasn't the all-star actress that she is now. She was doing these kind of movies. Interesting.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch it?
No, I would never watch that movie.
Is that Frodo? She marrying Frodo?
I don't remember that. I just remember her living in a Walmart. I think I mentioned that.
Johnny Cash want to be over here.
That's the music section at the Walmart. Walmart used to be a happening thing.
Dude, side note, how bad was fashion back then in the 2000s? What the hell? What is this even?
Horrific.
What is she even wearing?
I don't know.
Oh, she's wearing the cover.
Other than the low cut jeans that Britney Spears was wearing.
Oh, no, I've never seen that. And now, every once in a while, I do get the urge to just watch like really bad movies. So I'll have to add that to my like awful movie.
Well, there's a new podcast, awful movie reviews.
Should just do fanboy commentary to really bad stuff.
Shitty shows.
Shit shows.
Shit shows.
That's
Shit
a good
shows.
name for it too. Shit show.
Cold.
That's what happens. I gotta make a note.
All right. You said you had some stuff going on. You want me to get into my shit first?
No, there is some stuff going on. Well, we were having a conversation before the live stream started, and we're like, I feel bad complaining about things every week. At least in Star Wars. I feel like we're like, Skyrim's coming out and Halo this and that, but Star Wars sucks. But with the news that we keep on getting, there's really not much else to say. So the next update I have, going off of what we've been talking about the past few weeks with unfortunate announcements, is that Rangers of the New Republic is officially canceled, which is one of the Disney Plus shows. Now, that shouldn't be too surprising because they fired Cara Dune and that show is supposed to be mostly about her. So, like, I guess that makes sense. But it's like after the news of Rogue Squadron, and then it's like Rangers of the New Republic is just kaput.
Dude, no comment. It's a joke. It's a fucking joke now. Making all of us look bad. You're making yourselves look even worse.
Making us look bad. Making podcasters everywhere look bad, Disney. God damn.
It does suck. It's stupid. And if you're going to pin it on Cara Dune, come on.
Well, I don't know.
You could have rewrote it around another jump trooper or whatever the fuck she was. Come on.
Yeah. The info that I saw said that they're going to incorporate some of the storylines and things into Mandalorian or whatever, because they were supposed to kind of be, they're all related, right? Mandalorian and Ahsoka and Rangers and Boba Fett. So it's just the same thing that we said about Rogue Squadron a couple weeks ago, is like, just stop announcing things, man.
Yeah.
However, Disney Plus Day 2 weeks ago, they announced nothing, and we were pissed about that too. So,
yeah,
just stop announcing things, and then you don't have to upset all your fans by canceling things. It's pretty simple.
It's gotten to a it's joke status, dude. It's gotten to that point. Like,
yeah.
Why? I'm sure you're wasting money at this point. Even putting together these announcements, and you're putting together like people trying to start casting and like writing and all this stuff, and you're just like, never mind.
Yep, we changed our minds.
Why?
Sorry.
Why not just shut the fuck up and do what you need to do? Once everything's like in motion, let us know that.
Yeah.
Once you have good money backing it, let us know that. Right. Otherwise, I don't want to hear a fucking announcement all next year. Finish the shit you already have in front of us. Make it good. Obi Kenobi is number one on your list. Fuck the rest of it. I love Cassian. I'm excited for it. Make sure Obi-Wan's great, and then we'll work back from there. That's it.
I have to look something up. I agree with you. I agree with everything you said, but I got distracted and I wanted to look something up because I wanted to see when they announced this goddamn show. I'm never going to be able to find this. I was going to see, when did they announce the Cassian Andor show in the first place?
The Cassian, you said?
Yeah, it was like 2018, wasn't it?
It was 2018, 3 years ago. And they're still not, it's supposed to come out next year. So it took 4 years.
Yeah, next summer it's supposed to come out.
That's a ridiculous turnaround. For you to say something, hey, guess what's coming out? Ha ha ha, Cassian Andor. 4 years? Now, granted, I know there's about a year and a half of COVID in there, and we're still kind of fucking in it. But, come on, 4 years? Marvel ain't having an issue with launching any of this shit. They delayed like
8 things every year.
They delayed like 2 things. Not May. Wait till June, and you're like, okay.
Fine.
Disney's
watch your 21 other movies in the meantime.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen, now that Mando's out, we've seen there's like a year. Well, at least there was a year in between season 1 and 2. And with most shows, you kind of expect like every year is a new season. But, 3 years to get a new property off the ground. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Timelines move too quick these days.
I'll chalk it up to, I'm sure it's near impossible to get everybody's schedule together, especially if there's a major delay in
or a
there.
global pandemic.
Like with exactly. Like COVID, where, did...
but that's just the nature of the work,
Diego,
though.
I know, but did... what's his first name?
Diego Luna.
Thank you. I'm sure Diego might have had something else chalked up. He's like, oh yeah, I can do this project this year, but let's get it done by December because I have something else. And then they push it back. You're like, dude, can't do it.
Right, exactly. I'm booked for 6 months. I got to push it back 6 more months.
Yeah. So I'm sure I get it. I'm sure it's near impossible, especially if there is a major delay. But listen, Disney. That's it. We're done with that. It's upsetting.
Well, we're kind of done with that because you want to hear the other thing I have to say.
Go ahead.
It's not a delay so much as it is a disappointment.
What?
Because there was a trailer release for the Star Wars Hotel.
Yeah.
Disney Galactic Cruiser, or whatever it's called, at Galaxy's Edge. And it got totally, completely shit on. And they took the trailer off of YouTube.
Did they really?
They pulled it.
Holy shit.
They pulled it.
That's hilarious because I saw the announcement, and so I, midweek, I just clicked on it to see what the big fuss was. And while watching it, I was like, what is this? This is it? What? Dude. It was upsetting, to say the least. Yeah, I mean, the extent of the hotel trailer, whatever the fuck you want to call what that announcement was they had a little like Frodo Baggins guy, way overhype, the simplest shit.
Why'd you call him Frodo Baggins guy?
What? Because he was really short, and the lady that was walking him through was a gargantuan lady. So they kept like looking at each other like, look at this Star Wars cups. And they're like, dude, I get it. Look at this. There's a lady dressed up like an alien. She sings. You'll never get this anywhere else. Spend your money down there.
There's buttons and levers. They look like Star Wars, but not really.
Yeah, it was. I'm glad they took it down and made themselves look bad. I feel bad saying it, but man, whoever that mini host guy was, he just wasn't it for me. He took me all the way out of it. I'm like, I get it. You need to hype the shit up and you want to be like excited about it, but I was like, whoa, this is bad.
Yeah, I feel like in certain instances they know exactly what they're doing and they do really well. But this looks horrible, and in conjunction with it does look horrible. And will be. And tied to the fact that the price points, it's like $6,000. And with all the other bullshit Star Wars stuff that's been happening lately, it just looks really, really, really bad.
$6,000. I could almost buy my own ship for that.
Who's going to fucking fly it, kid?
Who's going to fly it?
I think it was like $4,500 for a family of 2 and $6,000 for a family of 4.
Fucking joke. What a joke. That's bad. That's bad. And I know people will still do it. That sucks.
See, maybe I missed something, but when they initially announced it, I didn't think that it was going to be tied into like a whole experience. I thought like if you wanted to just go to Disney and stay at that hotel, you could book like 2 or 3 nights. I'm sure I was expecting it to be like, $500 a night, $700 a night because it's crazy. But I didn't think you had to be tied into like doing this whole experience thing. It sounds like they're going to like move you from like spot to spot and like, here's the cantina, do this. Here's the fucking viewport, do this. Here you can push a bunch of levers and look at the screens, do that.
Yeah. And that was the extent of it. That was in this room. We have a girl dressed up as a Twi'lek. She sings a 20-second song. Now you move into this room and there's levers, and the screen makes it look like lights. Get that. Now this next room is where you hang yourself because you paid $6,000.
This next room is where you put you in imperial prison because you're out of fucking money and now you're in debt.
You owe us, for life. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Turkey Sandwich has a point. They're gonna start like at crazy high points and see if they can get the money, but there is something to making it affordable because look what the fuck you made. How much does it cost to pay that woman to sing a 30-second tune? Like, I don't know.
All right, well, blah blah blah. You were at Galaxy's Edge recently, and I think you've been there like twice, 2 or 3 times. So I want to know, how does the park feel in comparison to the way that hotel looks? Like, does the park feel like you're fucking in Star Wars, or does it feel kind of fake? Because we went to the Harry Potter world at Universal, and it was pretty fucking spot on, man. Felt like I was in Diagon Alley for sure. So I hope this feels the same.
I'm sure the park part of it is like on point. It's just the gimmick of the hotel aspect. You're like, stretching it in a little bit there, Disney. This room has a lever and you go to light speed. Like, dude, there's some flashing lights and a big ass screen in front of me, but that's about it. Wow.
And it didn't even look like a Star Wars lever. It just looked like a fucking lever.
It's so true. Yeah, it was out of like a 92 Ford Bronco, and you're like, come on, man. I know where you got that.
Fucking the police impound from the OJ trial.
The police impound. Yeah. I don't know. No, it's all upsetting
just weird,
stuff.
Dude.
It's pretty. I'm surprised they took the video down. That's what really surprises me. I get it that no one. I mean, it looked trashy and everything, but you already put it out there. Taking it down is more saying like, "Fuck."
Yeah, it's admitting defeat. Right.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're gonna move on to more better things.
Yeah, if you have anything positive.
Did you know? So I finished the Padme book. Everybody knows that is up to date with us. So I finally did get my credits that were due
Republic?
to me on my Audible.
Nice.
So I did download. I bought the Rogue Squadron book, which is the Legends book. Rogue Squadron.
The first one?
Not a bunch of. I'm just scratching the surface. But one thing that I learned is, so in Legends, Akbar was a slave to Tarkin at some point in his life. I was like, whoa.
Wow.
I did not expect that. That's
fucked up.
What? Yeah, that's fucked up. No wonder. No fucking wonder. Yeah, that's all. That was the one thing. I am like 30 pages in per se into this audiobook, so I'm just scratching the surface. But yeah, I mean, Admiral Akbar says that to Wedge at the time in Tilly's. So I was very surprised to hear that.
And which of the Rogue Squadron books did you get? Or isn't there like a whole series?
It's the original one. It's the Legends one that they just kind of relaunched, I think, with the Bane book. I thought there was like 3 books that they went back and redid per se. It's called Rogue Squadron.
I forgot about that.
It's called Rogue Squadron, and it's labeled under Legends. So I'm assuming it's the original one from the 90s. So.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. I'm excited. It's a longer book.
How far in are you?
I'm like, I don't know, an hour maybe. Yeah, I'm just scratching the surface. It's like a 12.5 hour audiobook, so I've got some time ahead of me.
If you like it, will you go through the whole series?
Probably not.
I just wanted to know, like, if you were going to be very excited about Rogue Squadron after reading it, and then get extra double pissed that they canceled the movie.
Is that canceled now? Yeah, I mean, yeah. If it's great, I'll keep going through. Oh well, I guess it's up to how many audiobooks they have already created to it, because I assume they've only done the first book.
Oh, well, it's an older one though, so it's an older book, sir, but it checks out. I mean, they should have the whole thing done by now.
The whole series? I don't think so. They didn't do the whole Bane series. They just did the first book. Fucking fool.
Well, but is the audiobook different and re-released?
I don't know.
Because it looks to me that those re-releases are just like new covers.
I think this is a newer audiobook too. Because obviously audiobooks weren't
Oh,
a
okay.
thing when the original Rogue Squadron book came out. So I don't know how. I guess I don't know how recent. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
All day, yeah. I have to find out, dude. Okay. Well, keep us posted. I hope you enjoy it. I've never read any of those, as we've said multiple times, and I was never. I don't know. I like the games, so I didn't dislike Rogue Squadron. I just never got around to it.
Yeah, I wanted to try to at least give it its due. Get through it. I have heard good things about the Rogue Squadron books. I know a lot of people end up here listening to us because they think it's about Rogue Squadron. So we should probably have some idea of what they're about. But, I had been swinging and missing with all the Disney novels. Not that they're terrible, but it's like, that was fine. Yeah. So I wanted to go back and see maybe if I can find some hidden gems back there in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. The best thing that could happen is that Rogue Squadron gets canceled, and then anytime anybody ever searches it up, they think that we are the Star Wars project that never happened.
Yes.
That's all I want, really. So in the end, this is a good thing.
Could be. All right. I got some games. Actually,
yeah.
I have one game.
I'm ready for it.
And two random, unrelated questions. You want to start with the questions, and then we can finish with the game?
I would love to hear the questions as long as I can actually hear them and respond to them. I might have to ask you to repeat them.
All right. Question is, if you were in the Star Wars universe, what species would you be?
Wookiee. Ideally, a couple years before they all become enslaved. So I don't have to deal with that bullshit. But I've always related to Chewie, and I am hella tall, so I feel like Wookiee just makes sense.
I was asked this question randomly today by someone I didn't know because they saw my Star Wars tattoo, I guess. And I just stared at the kid and was like, you know what? I've been asked a lot of fucking Star Wars questions. I've never been asked that. And the first thing that came into my mind is probably not what I would choose, but I said it anyways. I said a Thorian.
Okay.
I don't know why. It's like, I just want to...
Four throats...
Yeah, well, the thing that sucks is they can't speak basic, so no one understands them, and they're lumbering hammerhead fish. Like, what the
These
fuck?
are Wookiees, man.
That's true.
Let's redo the podcast as an Ithorian and a Wookiee. We're just shouting and screaming and gurgling at each other for a minute, for an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, the other... Zabrak would be cool, but, that's... Why be a Star Wars alien if you're just going to be a human with horns? I wanted to be an actual, alien species, you know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. Know what I'm saying? Yeah, I get that. A lot of the aliens... Well, I think that happens across all of sci-fi. A lot of aliens tend to just be humans with, like, a different mask on or something. Or, like, two extra arms.
Yeah. Yeah. They're just too humanoid. You look at Chiss. They're literally blue humans, so fuck it.
Right. Exactly. With red eyes. Like, that's interesting.
Yeah, so he actually said Togruta, and I was like, okay, that's a decent one. They're obviously human, but there's quite a bit more to them.
Humanoid, you mean?
Humanoid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes,
Ithorian,
cool.
I don't know why. I just thought, anywhere in the Star Wars universe, if an Ithorian shows up, there's business to be had. You're like, this guy's either going to fuck me up or fuck me up.
He's going to shout me into oblivion.
I would not be a Selkath. That's a terrible.
No, Selkath's not good, dude.
Daco says Rodian. God, I would not be a Rodian. That'd be the last thing I'd be. I'd rather be...
Time to die, Bugface.
I'd rather be Jar Jar Binks. I'd rather be Jar Jar Binks, bro.
I wouldn't want to be Jar Jar. I could be another Gungan, though.
Dude, Gungans are badass.
I would be Captain Tarples.
Yeah,
dude.
No again, Jar Jar. What? That's all I got to say to that.
You said you had two questions.
I got another question here. This one's a little loaded, and I thought of this because we're coming to the end of 2021 already. So I just kind of threw it out there. What have been your favorite things from 2021 so far?
Well, to be sappy and sentimental, I had a child.
Yes. Okay. Next,
and so did you.
Favorite.
So my child is my favorite thing that's come out of the year.
Favorite media.
Well, I guess I would say Skyrim Anniversary Edition, then then my kid, I think, and then Mass Effect Legendary Edition, in that order.
Really?
No,
we're treading new waters here. Jesus.
no. Let me think back actually for a second on what has actually released this year, because I know there's a number of things, like a number of movies I haven't seen, and a couple games I haven't played, and a lot of games that launched this year and were absolutely upsetting. So let me think for a second. What do you have in your head for 2021?
Well, to be honest, I mean, I spent quite a good amount of time this weekend playing the Skyrim thing, and I'm not going to get into Skyrim because I know you guys hate that, but it is well worth the $20. I am so happy that they went to that extent. That'll definitely be up there.
Who said they hated us talking about Skyrim?
I hate us talking about Skyrim. But I am actually going to say, and you don't have to like rank it. I was just going to say a couple top things that you really enjoyed. One of the first things that came to my mind was a Falcon and Winter Soldier, which is a crazy thing for me to say.
Falcon Winter Soldier, totally would agree with that. I love that.
It was a surprisingly good movie. Or show, sorry.
Show. Yeah, I agree. Tommy Boy says Dune. Still haven't seen that.
Yeah, me neither.
I bet you, I know myself, and I bet you if I had seen that, I would have been like, oh, it's my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah,
I guarantee you I would have said
happens.
That. Shut the fuck up, dude. It's like, you all love Tatooine. It's like a Tatooine extra. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm sure I would be saying that. Mass Effect Legendary comes to mind.
Yeah.
I didn't get all the way through it. Babies and all.
Mm-hmm.
Skyrim Anniversary is pretty awesome.
It's way up there. Honestly, I'm so happy with it so far.
In a couple weeks, I'll probably say Spider-Man, but I haven't seen it yet.
That's true.
Because it comes out in like 12 days, 14 days, like that. But I'm sure that'll be on the list.
Randomly, I'll have to throw up there is the newer Suicide Squad. That was so fucking fun.
That was fun.
You know what else I'm going to throw up there randomly that I completely forgot about is the Snyder Cut. Fuck yeah.
Oh. Tommy Boy, we haven't talked about the Snyder Cut. What do you think about the Snyder Cut?
God, I've only seen it once, unfortunately.
That was good.
But, the Snyder Cut. I still can't believe they went to that extent. They're like, you know what? Fuck the movie we made. Make the movie you want, and we'll still release it. And he's like, hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I understand you only seen it once. It's like quite a time investment.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I still haven't seen the newer Bond movie, No Time to Die. That's got to be... I'm sure that's great.
Because I wanted to see that in theaters. So I haven't seen it yet. There was one other one, actually, that I just texted my brother, and I was like, when we're home for Christmas, we need to watch this. What was it?
I'll throw Squid Games up there. I gave it a fucking 3 out of 3, dude. Squid Games is way up there. So refreshing.
Good.
So refreshing, so fun, quirky, but grounded. They played it very, very well. Yeah.
I'm going through season 3 of Succession right now. There's, I think, 2 or 3 more episodes left. And, that's one of my favorite shows of all time, so I got to put that up there.
This is random, but while we're talking about series and stuff, do you know the longest live-action comedy series ever?
Yeah, it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which just relaunched last week.
Yes, it is.
Not relaunched, but season 15.
What the fuck? I can't believe... Not that I can't believe that's it, but I 100% would have come up with like 3 others that I thought would have been longer. Like How I Met Your Mother. Or That 70s Show. Or what's the nerd one that was on...
Big Bang Theory. I hate
Big Bang Theory. I figured that would have been up there. Or 3.5 Men. Dude, they changed people out in 3.5 Men. I would have thought for sure that's been around for like 20 years. I can't believe... I love it, but I still, in my own mind, can't believe that Always Sunny is the longest live-action comedy series ever. That's so cool.
Well, I think a lot of people's first guess is Friends, but yeah. Yeah, so technically it is longest running live-action sitcom. And even in comparison to other shows, like with the exception of like South Park and The Simpsons, I mean, even with animated shows, it's still 15 seasons, man. It's crazy.
South Park, The Simpsons, Family Guy, a lot of those shit. I mean, Simpsons has been around for like 33 fucking years. It's fucked. It's fucked.
We've been going back through a lot of South Park, man. We've been really into it.
Oh, really? That's one of those that if there's no sports on, if I'm in a hotel room, I'll throw on Comedy Central, and they're just usually just looping South Park, and I'm 100% fine with it.
Always.
It's
always
so
South Park.
It's always
I love it.
It's so relevant. Like you could go back 10 years and watch an episode, and you're like, dude, they hit it right on the head right there. telling the future.
I actually thought, because I've been watching South Park, and then the first 2 episodes of Sunny came out last Wednesday, I was watching through it and I was like, this is like the live action South Park. Because they're doing like the awful people are doing awful things to like illustrate how fucked up this particular situation is.
Yeah.
And just being like totally ironic about it. And I was like, oh yeah, I've been watching South Park. That's like, the live action version of that. They need to do a crossover.
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
So good. I hope they keep going. Go to season 30.
Season 30.
Do it.
Jesus. Do it. All right. I got a game. You guys can play too.
Oh, when you said you had 2 questions in a game, I thought you meant you had 2 questions and then you wanted to talk about a video game.
Oh, no. I'm a game to play. Game to play.
I hope it's not fast paced because I'm only hearing half of what you say.
Oh, it's not. It's not. Well, kind of is.
I don't need a buzzer like Jeopardy because I will lose.
Yeah. So it's going to be the net worth game. And I'm applying to the net worth. So we're going to be guessing the net worth of specific actors. And I assume to just put it towards Star Wars here. So, net worth. Mark Hamill, what is your guess?
I think I need a definition of what net worth means first.
Are you... What? What is his net worth?
I mean, I know it means like... I know it's how much he's worth, but it's always so confusing because you think like, well, how much does he get paid for a movie or something?
Yeah, what is his net
worth? Or how many... I don't know how many investments he has. Does he own a fucking restaurant? What's his tax documents look like?
Well, that's where... How much do you think Mark Hamill is worth?
I don't know, man. 180 million.
Okay. I was going to guess actually 120. Let's see.
Okay.
And
the answer is...
We are way the fuck off. You forget that this shit came out in 1979 and 77. Let's cut our guesses in half 3 times.
What?
At least from the random website that I hear. Here, let's see. 1, 2. There's a couple of them here. Net worth 18 mil.
That's it? See, I don't know what net worth means.
What do you mean? How do you not know what net worth means? You're terrible, human.
It's more confusing than you might think.
No, it's not. What is his income plus all of his assets? That is your net worth.
I know, but how is one supposed to know?
Exactly.
With investments in fucking houses and boats and cars and royalty checks.
Well, is he smart
right, well,
with his money, and how
Mark.
much money did he make? You don't know.
Yeah, how am I supposed to know, man? He's the fucking Joker. He probably spends it all.
All right, moving right along. Let's see. Who else we got? I'm going to say John Boyega. What do you think John Boyega's net worth is?
Well, if Hamill was only... What did you say Hamill was 12?
18.
18? 18? I guess Boyega probably like 10?
Yeah, about 8. I'll give it to you. We're within a couple here.
Okay.
Yeah, 8 mil, John Boyega. Doesn't that suck? Mark Hamill works his entire 80-year life, however the fuck old he is now. I'm just fucking with you, Mark. I'm just fucking with you, baby boy. But he's been in the fucking thing for 40-some years, and John Boyega comes in and does he's not even the main guy. It's
just a feeling, though.
Yeah, it's just a feeling. I'll throw a couple random ones in here.
Okay.
Here's a good one.
Yeah, do it.
Harrison Ford.
Okay, now I'm going into my 100 million range.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm not going to look at this one.
I'm going to go 140.
I'm gonna guess like 80.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna guess 80. Harrison Ford net worth. What? We are both way the fuck off.
Okay.
What? What does he own?
What?
Okay, I'm sorry. Harrison Ford, updated 2021, is roughly worth $300 million.
See, now that's what I was more thinking.
What the fuck did he sign up for when he did Mark Hamill? You got fucked. What? It is so far
No.
off.
Harrison, he's been in so many movies. Mark's
I
only been in
know.
like particular
But Mark's
ones.
the main
Right?
character in 3 of the biggest series of all time.
I would bet you that Han Solo might have been paid more than Mark Hamill in their Star Wars.
Well, I think so, simply because Harrison was set up as an actor prior to. But yes, you're not paying for the characters; you're paying for the actor. So.
And probably 30 million of that is from the sequel trilogy.
That's actually a good point. Actually, that makes me pissed.
They had to pay him so much money to come back.
Well, I'm sure Mark Hamill only got paid like $50 for what he did in Episode 7 because he just stared into the camera for 10 seconds. You're good, Mark. Go home. You don't need me anymore.
They just bought him a bagel, put him in this outfit. You just got to stand there and look really awkward with this girl. All right, that's done. We're good. That's a wrap.
Dude, yeah. And Tommy Boy's laughing at us like dude, I know he's Han Solo and Indiana Jones, but still, those are 70s and 80s movies. The money wasn't there like it is now. But you got to remember, he was still super relevant with random stuff throughout the 90s. Like, he just hasn't stopped. Plus,
He's still in shit. He was in some movie with a fucking husky a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The CGI dog he was in a movie with.
He's active. He's super active. Where I will admit, Mark Hamill has done kind of like more like voice acting stuff as of late, but
yeah, for sure.
Adam Driver. This is another.
Now
good
he's
one I
working
like.
his way up,
Yeah.
but I'm actually gonna say he has more than Mark. I'm gonna go like 20, 21.
I think it's a good guess. I'm gonna guess 35. We're both still off. 16. 16
okay.
mil.
He's working his way up to Mark.
I know he's done a lot of stuff, and I know before Star Wars it was quote unquote more like underground stuff. Not as well known works, but I'm sure going forward it's a launching pad. Star Wars is a launching pad, and he's one that will not look back. He will get to that 100 mil mark, I think.
Yep.
Here's another one that's interesting. Oscar Isaac.
12.
I think 10 maybe. 10 mil, I got it. But you were right there too. Yeah. Because he's also done the X-Men movies.
He was the big
too.
blue guy in X-Men, right? I haven't seen any of those X-Men still.
Oh, blue guys! Movie I haven't seen in a fucking minute. Super bad. Okay, here's I got 3 more, and then we'll end this little fucking game. Here's a tough one. Anthony Daniels.
It's probably low, man. I feel like that dude is just happy to be doing C-3PO.
But he's been in every single Star Wars movie ever made, except for Solo.
But just Star Wars and then nothing else.
Yes, that's valid.
I'm gonna say 6.
6 mil. I'm gonna guess. Yeah, I mean you might be onto something because he was never. I'm gonna guess 6 mil. Yeah.
What?
8 mil. He's worth 8 mil.
Okay, so him and Boyega are neck and neck, and he's been doing it for 40
Exactly.
years, like you said about Mark.
Yeah.
Even worse.
All right, 2 more. Daisy Ridley. We gotta ask. Daisy.
12.
You think?
No. I feel like she hasn't done as much outside of Star Wars quite yet, like John Boyega has. I'll say 7.
Yeah, I was gonna guess 8. Let's see, roughly 6. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, she's one that I think Star Wars rubbed her the wrong way. Well, I think that did that. The sequels, the lack of sequel fans did that for all of the sequel actors. They were happy to be done with Star Wars and move on to other projects. I feel bad. Bad. Outside of like even, I watched an interview with Adam Driver, and he was like, yeah, fuck Comic-Cons and all that. He's like, it's ridiculous. I do not like it. I'm pushed and rushed everywhere, and half the people bitch to me, and it's like, yeah, fuck that. I wouldn't want to be a part of it either.
I don't blame him.
Terrible. All right, I got the big one.
Well, he's a fucking actor, you know what I mean?
Right. No, I get it.
He's an artist.
Yeah. All right.
No offense to anyone else, but
I saved the big boy for last. Mr. George Lucas.
oh well, I know it's at least $4 bills.
Yeah. This is gonna be fucking tough.
I'm gonna say
we could legitimately be off by $1 billion.
we could be off by a couple countries' gross domestic products. I'm gonna say $8.5 billion.
Oh hell no! I'm gonna say 4.5.
Okay.
Oh, it's right in the middle. 6.4.
I almost changed it to 6 at the last minute.
$6.4 billion. Well done, Mr. George Lucas. Jesus Christ, he's only 5'6". How has no one ever?
What a fucking bitch!
He can't be worth 6.4 at 5'6". What?
How'd they let him make the prequels if he's only 5'6"?
You know, I
should have been talking back to him.
You know what I didn't account for is everything outside of Lucasfilm or LucasArts, because he still does have ILM and that shit.
Yep.
And Lucasfilm Games, and I'm sure he's getting royalties from all that shit still. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're right. I mean, even though he was bought out at $4 billion, that's all that other stuff. I'm sure it's just still revenue for him. Wow.
Oh yeah. There was almost a point in time where he owned Pixar. He passed on Pixar. I read a book about Pixar, and they were trying to get sold to Lucasfilm. I think it was LucasArts at the time, and they ended up passing on it for some reason. And then Steve Jobs had been fired from Apple, and he ended up investing and getting stake in Pixar, and then they sold to Disney.
What the?
Crazy story.
I can't. I'm so poor. Not that I'm poor, but I'm poor. I'm far from poor, but no, compared to those guys, we're really fucking poor. I can't even imagine what I would do with money like that. I would just...
Well, this is why I was saying that net worth is confusing at first, because none of that is liquid. So trying to trying to guesstimate how much people have, it's not like these people have $1 million in the bank account.
Right.
So I was trying to calculate it, but yeah, it's absurd amounts of money.
But like George Lucas can do whatever the fuck he wants. I don't care if 80% of that 6.4 is liquid. If all that stuff's into businesses and that sort of thing, that 20%, I wouldn't know what to fucking do with. Dude, what do you could buy a country.
To buy Star Wars.
You could literally buy a country and just be like, Tunisia, it's mine.
Here's what I would do if I had that much money. I would pay Disney to let me work on Star Wars, and I would make it better.
I would make a Rogue Squadron
I'll
movie.
give you a couple $100,000 a year. I'm going to pay you a reverse salary, and I get to be executive producer on all these projects, and then we'll make sure that we actually, make them. That sounds fair.
Are you surprised that we don't hear from... Well, first of all, do you think there are royalties built into his deal with Disney? Like, every book printed, he gets a fucking penny. It's all based on his shit.
I know, but I feel like part of the buyout was, if they're spending that much, I feel like it's no.
I feel like that it was built in, because it's still worth for Disney to be able to take what he made and do whatever the fuck they want with it going forward, even if they have to pay him $1 for every fucking purchase or whatever. It is worth it.
Okay. I went to Google and I started typing, does George Lucas? And the first suggestion was, does George Lucas get royalties from Disney?
Here we go. Let's see what you find.
The first result says Lucas does not earn any royalties from the newer movies or shows. However, because of the Disney stock that he receives as part of the payment, he does see payouts, because as Disney stock continues to go up, he gets...
Oh, well, that's just...
He makes bank.
He owns Disney stock. We can own Disney stock.
So but he owns a fuck ton of it, because just like the net worth thing, it's like, here's $4 billion, but maybe we'll give you $300 million in cash, and then you get a fuck ton of Disney stock and this and that, and we'll give you this your replica of Mickey Mouse.
This
That's where you get all the extra payments from.
Jesus.
Walt Disney's cryogenically frozen corpse, you can have that. It's worth a lot.
You can have a couple of them. We we cloned him in our trials for Mando. Are you surprised that he doesn't do anything now?
I am. I kind of expected him to do like a James Cameron type of thing after, I don't know, a handful of years after he sells Star Wars, lets the news die down a little bit. I was expecting him to try to come out and have this like this new franchise or new universe or new story or something. But yeah, I haven't heard anything.
Well, I mean, I just did a random just George Lucas movies on Google, and Indiana Jones 5 set for 2023. I mean, it's listed under him, and that makes sense.
Yeah, because he's a creator, but he's probably not working on it.
You don't think? You don't think?
Doubt it. It's just one of those things. Like any Harry Potter thing that ever gets made ever is going to have J.K. Rowling's name on it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Yeah. So interesting.
It is what it is, man.
Because it is what it is. 6.4 billion of them. God damn.
A lot of money. I do want him. I mean, he's probably fucking sick of it, dude. He just wants to hang out. But I do feel like, you know, just from having small stints of, you know, staying home to watch the baby or whatever, I would imagine that someone that's that creative probably gets antsy and wants to do something.
And that's what I'm saying. And I think
like if you have that much money, you should be starting businesses left and right. And like, I'm going to build this film studio and we're going to do this. And I'm making
100%.
Avatar 17.
100%. I think that's the only way I would be able to spend that money is to like create. I would want to create, you know, different things and you know, provide jobs and put the money to work more or less. I can't do anything sitting there with $4 billion in my fucking pocket. There's nothing that I can do. I would just buy a nice house and a bunch of Dodges and then what?
What would your campaign slogan be if you ran for president?
President of what?
The country.
My campaign slogan?
Yeah, it would be Dodges for everyone.
If you don't vote for me, then I'll fuck you. Warning.
What? What?
You know what that's from? What you're quoting right now?
Yes, I know what is. My name's Mark. Yeah.
So I'm going back through our old episodes. I'm trying to find where you said that because I don't remember. And it was on one of the episodes that are on the private feed. And I'm listening through our old like 3.5 hour episodes trying to find that fucking quote.
Yeah. Well,
It'll be worth it, though.
I know Tommy Boy was a part of it, so you got to find the one the ones that he was on. But yeah.
Yep. I listened to 2, and I think they were back to back, and we must have been really drunk because we started talking about the same things, as if we didn't just talk about it last week.
I mean, that's what we do anyways. And
it was like we're talking about Amazing Spider-Man 2, and Tommy Boy's like, "Yeah, it sucked," and I was like, "I never saw it." And then the next episode, it was like, "What about Amazing Spider-Man 2?" And Tommy Boy was like, "It sucked," and I was like, "Yeah, I never saw it." Never will. I might have to watch it after No Way Home comes out, though.
God, I tell you what.
Just to get caught up.
That's one hell of a way to wrap up a year as a solid-ass multi-universe Spider-Man.
I can't believe it's happening, dude.
Yep.
I can't fucking believe it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I need to see Eternals. That's the next thing I need to see. Oh, that's what it was when I said I wanted to see something before Christmas with my bro. It was Eternals.
Oh. I don't even know anything about it, to be honest. I know we've talked about it a little bit, like that it's coming out and now it's here and now.
Well, it was out.
I'm still catching up.
Bunch of gods and shit. I don't know.
Bunch of gods and shit.
Do you want to play Halo?
What is with this deal? Kind of not. I kind of want to play Skyrim. We're done with this shit. Goodbye, guys.
I can't hear anything.
I'm done. Shut it off.
I don't know if you can hear me. I can't hear anything.
Shut it all down.
And you're frozen. I'm just going to play the soundboard on repeat.
What?
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Hello there. I have a bad feeling about this. What?
All right. I think this episode's over. Okay. I'm turning the stream off. Bye. Did you know that we have fanboy commentaries? Remember the glory days of DVDs when you always had bonus features and the director would do a commentary to your favorite movie? Do you remember the other glory days with Mystery Science Theater 3000 where they made fun of old horrible films? Well, we've combined those two things into the greatest pieces of audio that ever existed. It's our fanboy commentary. We've done these for all of the Star Wars films, The Mandalorian Season 1, and the 90s Batman movies. You can find fanboy commentary episodes right alongside our regular episodes in the podcast feed. You can also search for fanboy commentary. We've sectioned off all of those episodes into their own separate feed just for easy access, and some of them are a little older, just makes them easier to find and easier to tune in. So just search for fanboy commentary on your podcast app of choice. They're also available on our YouTube channel. You can sync these up with your favorite movies and listen right alongside us as we go through and shout and scream and make fun of Star Wars and have a good time. Just search up fanboy commentary.